Hello everyone. Hola amigos. Espero todos estén bien. Hope everyone's doing well. Um, Today I think we're gonna continue on working with what we have been working on. But I think it would be beneficial to add, I don't know, something. Wonder if we can add something like this. Something that says like what are we working on? And this is platform is SharePoint, framework is SPFx, and what else can we add here? Mm, Tool chain, we're using React, SWR, PN, PNP, JS, and we're using TypeScript, obviously. I don't know that we need to outline that. PNP.js and React. Book form, we're using the stand, we're using Yup. Um, and this is more for data fetching. And caching. This is for SharePoint, um, JSON. Yeah. And this is pretty self-explanatory. This is for forms development. Um, um, Let me put this in Spanish. Plataforma. Estamos hablando de SharePoint. Framework is SharePoint framework. El toolchain is React. SWRs for data fetching. In Spanish is para. And how would I write that? Obtención de datos. Okay. Entonces el SWR es para obtención de datos. I know PNP.js is like let's see, type-safe way with the Sherpa framework. Let's put this here. Fluent libraries for consuming SharePoint. Oh, we say that in Spanish. Like una librería para obtener cosas de SharePoint, tal vez. No sé. Translate to Spanish. Biblioteca ya para consumir. Fluent libraries for consuming. Biblioteca para consumir. Library for consuming SharePoint. And this is bibliotecas para consumir SharePoint. Y luego desarrollo de formas. Is there a way I can ignore this? Moral. Nada más quiero poner, like, I basically just want to put, like, so that when people join, can I just turn it off? Okay, yeah. So that when people join, they can get an understanding of what we're doing, right? Zestand, local state storage, para um, guardar data local. And yep, is form validation. Esto va a ser para validar el data en la forma. So what I'm basically doing here is I'm trying to get it to where there's an understanding of what we're doing and what we're using. Para que haya un entendimiento de lo que estamos haciendo y lo que estamos utilizando. So this is the tool chain. This is the framework and this is the platform we're working on. This is the tool chain that's being used: React, SWR, PNP.js, React Hook Forms, Stand. Yup. Am I forgetting anything? Vamos a ver. Am I forgetting anything that we're using? We're using Yup, Stand, PNP. Okay. Sí, entonces esto es todo lo que estamos utilizando para construir nuestra aplicación. This is what we're utilizing to build our tool here. And the tool we are building is an FAQ page tool. Estamos estableciendo o desarrollando un herramienta para preguntas frecuentes. Si escribo algo incorrecto, me perdonan, no soy un experto en el español, pero lo vamos a tratar de hacer. So I'm sorry if I'm fumbling the ball on I'm sorry if I'm fumbling the ball in some of this, but I want to just basically have an outline of so that you can know what we're working on, right? Maybe we should do this in OneNote. Yeah, can I use OneNote here? I can, but I just don't have it installed. So annoying. Let's go install it. Vamos a instalar Oficina porque necesitamos alguna manera de enseñar esto. All right. Install apps. Vamos a instalar las aplicaciones de Office. We're gonna install the Office apps real quick. I really think that this would probably help. I'm not trying to copy, but I've been seeing some other developing channels and they kind of have an outline on what it is that they're working on. Maybe I can install something smaller. I know that there was something like Note in Marketplace. Elephant. I think this might be a little bit lighter. This Evernote, that's what it is. Este es el que voy a utilizar tal vez. Vamos a usar este. Or I can use this just to take some notes. Okay. Continue. Okay. All right. Now that we have Evernote, let's just for personal. I guess now it's like free trial or nothing. I don't know. That's weird. What? I have to put this. Are you serious? No. Okay. Está bien así. Perfecto. All right. So let's put this here. ¿Cómo puedo una nota limpia? Perfecto. Ahora, I can't make this smaller. No puedo hacer esto más pequeño. Gotta be kidding me. There's gotta be something that I can put. Tiene que haber algo que pueda usar. Pen, or note, or sticky notes. Sticky notes. Let's try this. See if this works. Any sticky notes? All right, sticky notes. Get started. Okay. Perfect. This is better. Okay. How can I keep, is there a way to keep sticky notes on top? Let's see. Can I keep sticky notes on top? Pen icon. A pen icon? Where's the pen icon? No. No. Open on a note's not already on its own. Open a pin in the title bar. There is no pin on the title bar. God, I hate it when things are so like out of date. There is no pin. Menu. Just start. Pin icon missing on Windows. Sticky note. Really? God, you gotta be kidding me. Okay, I guess that's not gonna work. Maybe I can just make it really small. Okay, nada más quería, I just wanted to put something here so that it kind of outlines what we're doing, qué es lo que estamos haciendo. Let me close that and close that. Close that. And then we can minimize this to the side. Perfect. And then this can also be put to the side. Okay. So that should help. Eso debería de ayudar para poder entender. Like we should know, that way we can know what's going on. All right, so now let's get back to our work. Ahora vamos a continuar con el trabajo. All right. De acuerdo, vamos a continuar. So let's go to the app to see where we were at. Vamos a ir a la aplicación para ver dónde quedamos con el trabajo. We had worked on topics. Los tópicos, agregamos los tópicos. Vamos a las preguntas. We go to the questions, and we've been working on the adding of attachments to an item to submit, and you can see that the attachment is there. If I edit it, it's still there. The next thing that I wanted to work on, la próxima cosa que quería trabajar en lo que quería hacer is ¿qué me faltaba? There was something that we needed to fix. So when the user goes to preview, they can see the different views that are going to be available to them. The next thing that we need to do is, let's work, I guess, on the image layout until I can think of what else I had in mind. Pero mientras vamos a trabajar en la vista, la manera de verlo como con imágenes. Let's work on the view with images. Let's get that part working since these other three are already functioning the way we want it. So we're gonna work on this other view. All right, vamos a ver cómo podemos continuar con esta parte. So the next view is the preview. The preview. And then we had the layout selector, FAQ layout selector, el selectador para seleccionar qué manera lo queremos ver. And we have FAQ image layout. FAQ image. Okay. Y dentro de FAQ image, queremos ver these image cards. Queremos ver que estas tengan la imagen que proporcionamos. So in the image card, en la carta de imagen, FAQ image card, here's where we want to see the image. Aquí es donde queremos ver la imagen. Para ver la imagen, to see the image, we need to get the image by the parent ID. Necesitamos obtener el archivo por ID. So use items, what was it? It was called, vamos a ir a los hooks. Let's look at the hooks. Use attachment by ID. Yeah, use attachment by ID. Use attachment ID, item ID. And right here, we're gonna get the attachments. And so for the preview image, para la imagen, we need to get the URL. Necesitamos la información de la liga de donde está la imagen. This right here. So let's inspect this. Vamos a inspeccionar esto. And vamos a components. Y aquí está la forma, attachment control. Debe tener otro attachment view control. And attachments. we need the server relative path. Vamos a necesitar esta server relative URL. Vamos a usar este. So we're gonna, para poder ver la imagen, so we can see the image. Preview images name. What is the option here? Image source? No, is there an image source? Source, icon source, preview image source. Yeah, this should be correct. What this is saying, lo que está diciendo aquí es que estamos tomando el origen de la página y le estamos agregando el server relative URL. So what we're doing is, if you saw when I went to the question to me, because I saved it, refreshed it, porque lo guardé, se resetó la página. Pero mira, vamos a la pregunta. We can go to the question. What happened to my? Oh, general. Okay, esta pregunta. Si nos fijamos en el objeto. Okay. Nos fijamos en el objeto. Tenemos attachment control y attachment view control. Dentro de los attachments tenemos una que dice server relative URL, que viene siendo esto. Entonces lo que está diciendo es window origin, viene siendo esta parte. The origin is this part right here. And to that, we're adding this server relative URL. So this is what we're going to be going to. Esta va a ser la dirección completa del window location origin y el server relative. Y básicamente lo que va a suceder es, vamos a ver esto. This is what we're going to see. Okay? That's what's happening in this code right here. This code is saying, if there is attachments and the attachment has a server relative URL, go ahead and concatenate them so that we can see a preview image. Si existe un archivo y el archivo tiene la dirección, deberíamos de poder ver la imagen. So now, let's go look. Vamos a ir a ver. So if we go to, let's switch these out. Si vamos a ver, puedes ver que las imágenes, all the questions have an image. Puedes ver que todas las preguntas tienen una imagen. And that's what we wanted. We wanted to be able to see that image. You see that? Development doesn't have one. Este no tiene, pero si vamos a ir por una imagen. Questions image. Vamos a usar esta. Let's see. Let's use this one. Let's go to pictures. Save it. Y vamos a ir otra vez. And is development fun? I hope everybody answered yes. We're gonna go add this as an image on the question. Vamos a ir a development. Is development fun? Vamos a agregar la imagen. Pictures. Why isn't it finding it? Vamos a ver, porque no lo está encontrando. I think the image was in a JPEG. Yo creo que esa imagen no fue un JPEG. Copy image address. Where is a JPEG? Save image as. Oh, why is it saving it as that? ¿Por qué lo está usando de ese tipo? What about download? Copy image. File, save as JPEG. Vamos a guardarla como un JPEG. La imagen para poder usarla, so that we can use it. Okay. Ahora, now, vamos a ir a usarla. Add an image. And we have question man. That's what it's going to look like. And then we click submit. Vamos a someterlo. And now when we go to the previews, cuando vamos a ver la preview, aquí está. You can see the image. Puedes ver la imagen. So, good. Very good. Muy bien. Ya tenemos las diferentes maneras de ver las preguntas. And so the next thing is we want to be able to see um, the answer. Queremos ver la respuesta. So, vamos a ir a ver la documentación. Let's go look at the documentation. So, Fluent UI, card, document card. Es lo que estamos utilizando. We're using document card. Yeah, document card. Estamos utilizando document card. So in document card, show code. Does this have an on hover? Let me see, vamos a ver si tiene una on hover. Vamos a ver qué dice. Let's look at AI and see if there's anything that we can do. Essentially, what we want to do, lo que queremos hacer es que cuando pongas el cursor, el puntador, when you put the pointer on top of any one of these questions, we want to see the answer when we hover over it. So let's go to planning. All right, so in the FAQ image card, we're using document card from Fluent UI. Can we hijack it to show the answer to the question on hover, or would it be easier to create our own it? I'm looking at the documentation and I don't see an on hover method. Básicamente lo que le estoy diciendo es que en la carta que viene siendo este control, no veo la opción de tener el método de cuando pones por arriba de la carta el cursor, el puntador del mouse, no lo veo. Entonces lo que estoy tratando de decirle es ¿qué son nuestras opciones? What are our options? What can we do? ¿Qué podemos hacer en esta situación? So, we'll see. Vamos a ver qué podemos hacer. What we can do. Anyway, while that's going on, let's go look at the web part. Vamos a ir a ver el web part a ver qué podemos hacer. ¿Qué otras cosas podemos hacer? What other things we can do? Okay, vamos a ver si tiene alguna respuesta. Good news, you can add hover handles directly to document card, except standard React elements like on mouse enter, on mouse sleep. Even though they're not in the official documentation, I recommend creating a wrapper instead. Here's why. Cleaner separation, document card stays presentation focus, matches your code base pattern. Your FAQ accordion and list layouts already use the wrapper pattern with state management. Easier to add overlay tooltip via SCSS modules. You have the answer data available in the FAQ item. Right. There's also wish. I think it should slide out from the bottom. Slide out from the bottom. State base, more control, wrapper component, use state for hardware state. Better for animation transition. Wrap, document card in a div. Tenemos dos opciones. Básicamente lo que está diciendo es que tenemos estas dos opciones para hacer los cambios que queremos. We have these two options to do what we want. So the first option is we can use a wrapper that allows us to add an overlay on top of the data card, the document card. And the option 2 is to have a state-based hover control that renders a different component with the answer. So tenemos dos opciones. Tenemos la opción de hacerlo con con otro componente que cuando le entre el mouse cambia un estado y que al cambiar el estado va a mostrar la respuesta. Y la otra opción es como una cobertura sobre el componente que está existiendo, y eso va a hacer que sea un poquito más simple en la implementación, pero no tenemos tanto control como poder agregarle animaciones de transición. So I think in this case, yo pienso que en este caso, what I really want to do is do option 2, which is a state-based. Let's go with option 2. Ask any clarifying. Okay. So we're going to go with option 2, la opción número 2, which is going to give us a state-based component. So it's going to basically flip-flop between the document card and the custom component that can be created for this scenario. Va básicamente de intercambiar entre el componente que existe y el componente que vamos a crear para poder nada más intercambiar los components en vez de poner muchas reglas de CSS para cambiar las cosas. Point 3. Point 3 and overlay on top of the image. I think I set that to plain text. If I'm not mistaken, I think I set it to plain text, but let's go check. Me está preguntando si este answer, si esta respuesta tiene HTML, pero la sincera realidad es que no. Creo que puse ese column o no sé, ese parte lo hice plain text. Pero vamos a ver. Answer, respuesta. Sí, es plain text, no es rich text. Answer is plain text. No HTML. No tiene HTML. For the height, leave it static and add an ellipsis. Vamos a agregar una elipsis. Si es más larga la respuesta, vamos a agregar una elipsis y luego cuando le ponen el puntador arriba, se ve toda la respuesta. Basically, we're going to keep the height as it is, but we're going to add an ellipsis with a non-hover that allows the user to see the rest of the question. With an on-hover allows for hovering to see the rest of the answer. Background. Yes, background. Ground. Yeah, I agree. We should have neutral lighter. I'm just going to have padding style similar to other apps. Yes, add padding styling similar. Gonna keep that similar. Keep the title visible when answer slides up. Title is the question and it is at the bottom. That should stay static. On hover, slide answer up from the bottom. On my slide it back down. For 4, correct. Number 5, correct. Answer slides up. Sounds good. Ok. Ahora vamos a ver si qué hace AI en esta situación. Let's go ahead and save my original changes. Fixed attachment issues. Added a FAQ image to document card. La razón que hago esto, the reason I do this is because if AI messes up royally, si inteligencia artificial nos arruina lo que estamos tratando de hacer, nada más puedo quitar los cambios. I can just remove the changes if it royally messes up everything, which unfortunately there's been a few cases where it's not good. Doesn't do well. He visto muchas ocasiones en las que hace un despapalle y necesito arreglarlo. There's been scenarios where AI kind of, I hate to say it, but maybe it might be me the way I'm explaining it, but it really messes things up. And so I tend to check in my changes prior to it doing its thing so that if it really messes things up, I can just undo what it did. All right, so let's give it a little bit of time. Vamos a dar un poquito de tiempo. Trying to get with the times. Just gonna try to run build. Yes, I do want it to run build so that I can build this style file that I just created. While that's going, I'm gonna get a quick drink of water. Mientras está haciendo esto, voy a ir a ver qué ha hecho. I'm gonna go look and see what it's done. I'm gonna import it to style. I guess there's a preview. Oh, that is what we had already, isn't it? Yeah, we already had preview. I wonder what options this has. When it stops, I'm gonna check what options it has because maybe it has like another component that we can use instead. Yep, that's fine. We're gonna see. Vamos a ver qué hace. And we're gonna test it obviously. We're gonna test the changes in a minute. I'm hoping, estoy esperando que no haya ningún problema. Preview. Yep, that's not what I had in mind, but I guess that could work. No es lo que tenía en mente, pero creo que esto puede funcionar. I think that might work. So that the user can actually see the actual answer when they hover. So we've created the tab layout, which allows the user to have, if we have several topics, the tab layout allows them to tab between the topics, pueden seleccionar diferentes tópicos. Y luego, so they can select between the different topics here in the tab view. Then you have accordion layout. Accordion layout also has tabs if you have more than one topic selected. The accordion layout would look like this. We had the tab layout, which would look like this. And then we had the list layout. So the list layout would just toggle between the different questions. Okay, and then we had the image layout, which has the images, and when you hover over the images, you can see the answer to the questions. Puedes ver la respuesta de las preguntas cuando vemos when we are looking at the questions. Muy bien. This is awesome. Okay, well, the only thing that I guess I don't like is that when we hover over it, the border, you can see that there's a little bit of a change in the border. Okay, everything working great. Only issue is that when hover, see the answer would be nice for the border to be on the sides and bottom and match that of the document card. Oh, I think I can add an image. Creo que puedo agregar una imagen. So let's add this image. Vamos a agregar esta imagen para que entienda más o menos lo que estamos diciendo. So that it understands more or less what we're telling it. I included image for reference. Para que me haga unas preguntas si es que tiene alguna pregunta. I can ask me a question if it has a question. Estaba viendo en la tarde alguien usar esto para ver qué tan rápido escriben con el teclado. So let me try it. Voy a tratarlo. I've never tried this. Nunca he tratado esto, pero let's see how I do. Really, 79? 93% accuracy, but it's 79 words per minute. I think I could do better than that. I was on a roll at first. Estaba haciendo muy bien al empezar, and I just dropped the ball. Let's go see what it did. Vamos a ver lo que hizo. We had our topics. Questions are there. Go to preview. That looks a little better. Eso se ve un poquito mejor. Let me see. Vamos a ver let's see how we can make this better. And then we'll try the typing test one more time. So let's add hover. On this one, add hover. Add hover to this wrapper. Hover. There we go. Ahora, card wrapper. Border. Bottom. Solid. Border. Card wrapper. What did you do? Added borders to match document card. No, you didn't. I don't see a border. Add a border to the bottom, left, and right sides of the card wrapper. Make it one. Let's see what that does, porque no se ve bien. It doesn't look right. Anyway, while it's doing that, let's go back to the typing thing. Let's try this again. How do we start it over again? Repeat test. Would, keep, and like feed. Am I getting worse? I thought it was 89 last time. I'm getting worse. Estoy poniendo peor. Let's see if it finished. That's not gonna be visible. You put the... Why would you do that? Vamos a los tópicos, agregamos los tópicos, we go to the topics, we have the topics, the questions are there. I don't know. I still feel like there's a little bit of a disconnect. Creo que hay como una desconexión. There's a disconnect between document card and this overlay. Also not a fan of the fact that these go almost halfway up and this one only goes up a little bit. That is not a good thing. But we have it working. Esto está trabajando. Lo único que no me gusta es que estos suben como, por ejemplo, este está debajo de poquitito debajo del punto, debajo de la pregunta. Y esta está casi en la mitad. Este está diferente. Este también. So I guess it's dynamically changing it based on the size, but I think it should just be. I think it should just be one size. Like when you hover over it, it should just be one specific size only and not fluctuate like this. I don't like this. I think this is too. This isn't gonna work. Esto no va a funcionar bien. I just don't like the difference in height. But that's something that we can change. Esto es algo que podemos cambiar to make it look better. Because you want to have consistency. You want users to be able to think, oh, this is like the uniformity. Me gusta que está todo como uniforme, todo se ve igual, everything looks the same. And that's what that's what we really need to ensure that we work on uh, is make sure that we have consistency and make sure that we have good styling, because there's nothing like having a good app that has good styling. But anyway, I usually Monday through Friday I only stream for about an hour. Today it's no different. Nada más aquí estuve por una hora. On the weekends, I don't have it on my schedule, but I do tend to have like a bonus stream. And if you want to join me there, we actually code for much, much longer. So I hope to see you there. But as of right now, I think this is going to be it for tonight. We'll continue on tomorrow and we'll find more bugs to fix and we'll go from there. Thanks for coding with me tonight. Gracias por estar conmigo esta noche. Mañana vamos a continuar, buscar otras cosas que están quebradas para arreglarlas y a ver qué podemos hacer para hacer esto que se vea mejor. I'd like to thank you for coding with me. Gracias por estar conmigo. Buenas noches. Peace.